Welcome friends to a new video and welcome to a new channel. This is Heroes, Hobbits and Starships, where we will be covering a whole range of fantasy and sci-fi genres and games throughout this channel's journey. And we're going to start off with a game that I found a little while ago and that I've quite enjoyed playing. Um, but it is Manor Lords, and I'm sure some of you will have heard of this game already. But anyway, without further ado, let us jump on in. Let me just making sure. Sorry, I just wanted to check that my mic was working. But anyway, let us check here. We have a good couple of people to choose from. I'm feeling particularly devilish today, so let's choose this bloke. There is going to be a new update for the game, hopefully fairly soon. They have already released a beta version or a version of it on the beta servers or beta program. And we're going to choose a gorgeous pair of underwear with a moustache. Whether that is actually what it is or not is neither here nor there, but that's fine. And we're going to go with a black field and a red 4. Maybe we do. You know what? Actually, let's keep it like that. I like that idea. That looks nice like that. We'll keep everything else as is, and let's start. So we're going to just go default. We're going to be restoring the peace, possibly. We will leave all of this, I think, perhaps as is. Yeah, we'll leave the off-map adversary on, AI aggressiveness. Let's make it reactive. I still haven't quite managed to fully grasp all of the mechanics here, so I'm still fairly new to the game, so I do apologize. We'll do medium rate of frequency, rate of 3 years. Let's do 3. Let's do 2 bandit camps and the spawn limit being 3. We'll start off with it being spring with the standard. Let's do double supplies. Let's make this game fun still. Royal tax will be normal, armament delivery, residential requirements, standards, food spoilage. Yeah, everything seems good. Shall we begin? So there will be some new maps coming, which we will then start a new playthrough on. But this is just to kind of get the ball rolling in the meantime. If you guys are looking to get involved in some nerdiness, please leave a like and a subscribe, and preferably a comment as well. Let me know what you guys think of this game. Do you guys play this game? And if there are any recommendations, like I said, I'm still new to this game, so I'm not entirely clued away on all the tips and tricks. But let's see. We have a message. Build up your town, your manor, and when ready, press claims towards regions owned by your opponents. Once a claim has been pressed, be ready for battle, and I shall unite these lands under my rule. Right, I'm just going to pause it here for a second so that we can see what we have. Okay, so we've spawned like literally right next door to our adversary, but that's okay. We'll make it work. It is spring, so our resources are still growing, our berries here. They have started out with 2 provinces of this region. They've got Selbitz, and they have, what's this? Hofstetten. So pretty decent. Not ideal for me, but it's okay. I would like to kind of wrap them up quickly. So if we can get, Valbrand and Goldhof, Immelrith will be my first press for claims with influence because it is fairly rich. Let's actually, while we're having a squiz here, let us have a look at our layers. Okay, we've got a fair amount of water. It's not over much, but it's workable. Emma fertility, we have some in the south, a bit too close to my wild animals, but I think that might actually work in our favor because we can just neatly cordon off that area so the forestry doesn't decimate it. Okay, flax, we're not going to even bother. Barley, I never seem to get a region on the starting area with good barley fertility. I wonder why. But anyway, and then we have some okay rye fertility. So it looks like our main crop that we'll probably end up growing is going to be Emma, but it's going to be a very small amount of it. So we're not going to really go too much into the farming. I think what we will do though is we'll probably try and go orchardry and sheep breeding as our first two, possibly getting the coal burning as well. So maybe we do orchardry and then coal burning and then sheep breeding, I think maybe. Let's see how it goes. But let's first, before we even get any further into the whole planning stages of this shenanigan that is undoubtedly going to happen, let us get some wood production going, some firewood. We're not going to worry about the reforestation all too much, but we will place down a hunter's hut here and a gatherer's hut over here. And then what we will also look to do, actually, let's let that build, mind you. You know what? Let's grab a granary first. Let's ideally, I think we'll put the manor up here with the marketplace and then everything kind of around it. So let's put this over, because also bear in mind the main farming area will probably be here if we even go into that. So let's do that, and let's plop our storehouse over here. And I know usually we go for the housing first, but we're going to do slightly different run through to most people. Let's try and make these roads look semi-normal. He says as he makes an absolute disaster of a road. But anyway, and then let's link these up because people are invariably going to want to take the shortcut. And likewise here. There we go. Now let's kick it up to 3. And then we're actually going to build the houses along here, sort of going back towards the mining deposit. Probably even we could get away with building some here. I want to save as much of the trees as possible so that we have a solid farming, solid forestry business going. But we will invariably need to take some down. So let's sacrifice this here bunch and do that first. Okay, so that's 32. We presently have 8. I think we'll wait for 12 burgage plots, because then we have our 5 and then we still have room to spare. So we'll wait for the logging camp to come online and start chewing out logs. So yeah, we're going to need to save up 24 logs. That's the goal. We're going to save 24 logs. Let's set this to a high priority so that it gets done soon. As well, I think maybe let's also focus perhaps on the 2 food production sites, just so that we've got stuff kind of getting squared away within a reasonable period of time. There we go. Our hunting camp is completed. So we're going to slap on somebody over here. Who's working here, I wonder? Tommen and Idris. He apparently is the son, and Tommen is the husband. So that means that there is a lady that hasn't quite yet come to join the boys, which I suppose is overmuch not too surprising, considering she's probably in a place that's quite a bit more comfortable than. What are we going to name this place? Shall we even name it? You know what? I'll let you guys name it. Down in the comment section below, give me a couple of suggestions for naming this place. But I do think wherever she is, she's probably a lot more comfortable. We are also not gonna, so we're gonna not have them have stalls, the production facilities, just because it is easier for the granary and storehouse to have a market stall, because then you have all of the families who are, let's say, working at the hunting camp. The whole family is hunting, nobody's selling. Likewise with the granary, the whole granary is focused on selling and collecting. So it's a little bit easier for the granary to focus on that than for the hunting and collecting camps, forager camps, all of that. So that's basically where I'm at with that. That is supposedly supposed to change in the next update, but yeah, I don't know how well it will work. I'm looking forward to seeing, because I think it could be quite interesting. Excuse me. So we're gonna go also grab. Let's grab a couple of those, and then where was our camp? There, no, that is that our camp? That is a camp, but it's not our camp. There it is. Should also probably start looking to place down a well. So let's us have a look at that. Ooh, okay. We're going to have to make this work, but it's fine because we can place down a couple of them. I'd rather have one too many wells than not enough, you know? It's quite important, especially if shit's going to catch on fire. But anyway. Okay, how many logs have we got? We've got 11 timber. Not bad, not bad. Could be better, but not bad. So the reason I'm pushing for the livestock early on is because we can assign them to our logging camp, and that will give a significant bonus towards our harvesting of logs specifically, which is very good for us. Okay, we've got 14. How many did they say we needed? 24, hey? Believe is what? So let's just start with a few houses, a few burgage plots. Kind of want them to be a little bit bigger because we're going to do something quite I find is very useful when you're starting out here, and that is just to have them grow crops. So we'll see what we can do about that. Obviously, depending on if we grab orchardry first or not, but I think it might be good to grab some orchardry now, just to help stabilize our food production a little bit further on. It's a very beautiful camp. Quite enjoy how serene it sounds. So I do apologize if you hear me go quiet, or hear my chair creak, or my dog snore, because he's presently sleeping and he's a very noisy doggo. So I do apologize, but yeah, that is the present situation I find myself in. We have 10 months of food and no fuel consumption, so that's okay for now. But obviously, that will change as soon as we really get our civilization, or rather our city, our town, settlement up off the and running and off the ground. Has my other ox arrived? Yes, it has. So there we go. We'll slam that ox into that slot. And now it's just a case of waiting. Our granary has been constructed. So now we will allow the granary to collect all of the resources that are presently being harvested. And where shall we put the market? I rate we should put the market down below. I want to kind of put the manor up on the hill. So we put the market slightly down below, I think, is a good place. What about you guys? I think it's a good idea. Don't know if we'll get away with that because of the well. So maybe let's place like this for now. Yeah, there we go, that works. And then we will just have to wait until these are all constructed. And then we'll be good to go, I think. Workforce is stretched a little bit thin. I think I'm actually going to remove from the hunting camp for the time being. It's just so that we can have an extra person building. And I think we'll also then focus on the construction of the woodcutter's lodge. And then from there, we'll go and see what the next few minutes of the game bring, I suppose. This game is so detailed. It's honestly so relaxing to watch. I often end up falling asleep while playing this just because it's so relaxing and it's so it's so nice. It's so different. I mean, we live in a very busy world, and it's just sometimes it's just nice to settle back a little bit and just enjoy something. And this game is quite deeply rooted, obviously, in the natural world because it is the medieval period. So it's quite soothing because you hear all the birds and the rain, and especially if you slow it down to one speed, it's quite nice. But for the sake of keeping everything kind of entertaining, we're going to keep it up at 3 speed because otherwise this game's going to take a while and we're not going to get very far very fast. And that is the well. Very clever crafting. Simple design, but effective. Okay, we only have 2 months of fuel, so we will need to start putting into the woodcutter's lodge, which is the guy that's going to give us all the fuel that we could ever want, and we're just basically going to start harvesting this whole forest here. I don't want to really worry about this section here all too much, but if we can definitely harvest away here, then we'll be good. Because there's quite a bit of wood, and we can then trade away planks and such. It should be being built shortly, so let's have a look here. The one thing I will say, it's a little bit frustrating watching all of the AI or the NPCs walk past and you just leave and then it just waits. You have to wait like a few days, but I suppose it's fair. Anyway, Woodcutter's Lodge is completed, so we'll let that run in the background, gather some more fuel while we're still in August, and our autumn should start next month. So we are going to have a little bit of a problem, but it should be okay, I think, because we have only 5 burgage plots, which isn't that big of a demand, and the guys generally gather firewood quite quickly. So that we are going to have to hope and pray on. And I think what I'll do is I'll do 3 orchards and then 2 two what's the word? 2 vegetable patches, I think. Yeah, veggie gardens. So we'll do 2 of those, and then we'll do. Ooh, that's a lot. Hmm. Hmm. You know what? Let's go for it. And then our first bandit camp was sighted down in Amaranth. Let's go create a militia. We have 10 militiamen, which is not nearly enough for what we're going to want to do. So let us build a few more burgage plots, I think, and then we can possibly consider pushing for the bandit camp. Because if we can grab that pretty early on and grab a lot of the gold or the whatever the treasures that they've taken, maybe we can steal back our firewood. Who knows? But anyway, I think it will be worth us pushing for that just to get a little bit of breathing room, and maybe we can also get something out of it. And if we can get something out of it, we can trade it, and if we can trade it, we can make money, and if we can make money, we can buy things. And that is going to have to be the playbook for now. And speaking of buying things, let us get a trading post up, I think. Ooh, we could even build a manor up here. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Stick the trading post. Should we stick the trading post closer to the? Yeah, let's stick it closer to the settlement. I think that's a good idea. Not fair to have them walk so far away for such a thing. There we go. So again, guys, if you are enjoying this so far, please keep in mind this is my first video, and I am trying something a little bit different to what I usually do when I play games, which is being a lot more calm and just really just trying to make an environment where we can all be friends and just have a good time. So if you're here for that and you guys enjoy that kind of thing, please feel free to join the channel. Just subscribe. It costs nothing and it will help, and also will allow you to be notified of when we do our next little video, and you can relax and enjoy whatever it is that we're doing. Those trees look cold with how they're shivering. Shall we have a look around the town? Or not yet? I think let's wait a little bit. And then we can see our first of the second section of burgage plots is starting to get laid down. It's very, very nice. I love how the attention to detail is just so intense. Like the foundations have been cleared, the logs have been brought. It's so, so amazing to see this level of care and attention to detail being brought into a game. And this, as far as I'm aware, is only one person who makes this game. He makes it all by his lonesome. So really, really, really awesome work. And I think it's truly fantastic that he can follow something like this and share with us his dream that he has obviously had on his mind for a good while. And we can see all the logs getting brought and harvested, which is very good for us. Very good indeed. And our wells are all constructed. At the moment, we're relying primarily on the berries, which is fine with me actually. We will switch over the berry gatherer. Actually, we can do that now because I see our berry deposit is depleted. So we can switch over our berry gatherer to our hunter gatherer, and that will then see us through the winter, which is starting to set in nice and slowly. But we've got 1 month of fuel. It should be okay, I think. We're not too worried about that. And if push comes to shove, people can really just huddle together for a little bit. I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm just going to turn the music up just a little bit more, just so that it's not just dead silence when I decide to stop talking. There we go. Like I can't stress how beautiful the attention to detail is. Like, look at that. How amazing is that? Almost right down to the bark. Fantastic, fantastic work. Truly, truly something amazing. And we can even see here the crops are growing. What that looks like, what is that? Cabbages? I'd wager lettuces, cabbages. I imagine cabbages being grown. They've got different beds as well. Looks like some more cabbages in this one. I suppose cabbages is all we can really afford now anyway. Our trees are starting to grow in our little orchard here, which is quite nice. Look at them little trees. So cool. I am mildly curious as to when they'll build these burgage plots, but I suppose we'll find out in a minute. Maybe the building family finds it easier to bring all the logs first and then lay them down and get cutting and laying all at once. I think that's a good way to build actually. Bring all your materials at once and then get squared away like that. Sounds like a solid plan. It's a very vibrant fire, keeping these guys nice and warm through the very cold November. And likewise over here. Like, look at the grass. Like, how detailed is that? It's truly, truly fantastic. And here come the rains. Suppose they'll start building eventually. Shame. My doggo is sleeping very peacefully on my bed. I am kind of curious as to where the stone comes from for the foundations, but I suppose we shouldn't ask too many questions. the next house being built, which is very, very good. Our approval rating is a little bit low, but it will pick up now as we obviously have seen to the homelessness fact. So we should start to see more and more people kind of coming in, which obviously makes life pretty good for us. So if we can have more people, we can have a bigger workforce, and then things are good. We're up to 7 months of fuel, which is very, very nice. So I don't think we have to worry over much about that, at least for the time being. So I think all told, we'll be able to hold about 15 or so families, I think, with this new section of housing. Probably more. Which means that we'll be able to expand a little bit more into some other areas of our industry, as well as our overall settlement development. I have a very noisy chair. I do apologize, my friends. Very, very noisy chair. That being said, I do believe this chair is probably about as old as what I am, which is quite a feat, if I'm being brutally honest. Just open a window there so that my air isn't so stuffy in my room. Would love to have the cold like this right now. Boiling hot where I live. Mind you, it's been raining the last few days, so perhaps it's just the culmination of the wet and the humidity, the heat. So that's all told 16 housing capacities, so we can hold 16 families. At present, we only have 5 of them, so we still have a good number of families that can still come in, and there's plenty of room for growth, which is quite nice, I think, at least. I may just need to put this, mind you, it's only leather at the moment, eh? Alright, I think we're gonna upgrade our granary by harvesting, oh, not harvesting, but creating, I suppose harvesting the timber from our logging camp to create wooden planks. So we'll place that down in the meantime, just so that when we are ready, it is there and we can proceed with the task at hand. We will eventually do a church as well as another marketplace. Likewise with the farming, I'm not over much worried about it now. I kind of want to just get the industry up and going for the time being. We will also sort out the manor at some point when we have planks and have some more resources. There we go. Our saw pit is completed, but I'm not going to station anybody at it just yet because I'm just waiting for the families to start moving into the burgage plots here, and then we can create some more workforce like that. Shall we take a trip down the main lane? I think we shall. Not quite where I wanted to drop in, but it works nonetheless. So we enter through our as of yet unnamed town to some rather sad music for a very bleak midwinter. We're looking very fabulous with our red swishy coat. Uh, I don't think at the moment that the character that you choose the portrait changes. Maybe this is the architect that we've hired to help build our settlement, and we are just sitting somewhere away and sending him the necessary instructions. I think that narrative, I like that story. We are currently walking around as the architect of this little settlement, and our main character is presently away, and he's just sending us instructions. Also, I'm not going to ask why the road is breathing, but we'll just ignore it for now. Don't want the SCP Foundation to come looking too hard. Shall we examine our marketplace here? It's very, very bare at the moment, but as we wade through ankle-high snow and probably mud, we can have a squiz here. Let's go look a little closer. Let's speed this up. So we can see all of the wares here. It's quite a full little market. We've got some, what's this? Venison, some deer. At the moment she's empty, but we've got some blueberries, which is nice. Some hides I'd imagine are being kept in the little, what's these, fabric wraps over here. Not sure what's in the bags, probably more hide. But for now, let us not question too much. It will obviously fill up as. What's quite nice is that it does reflect what you actually have in your granary. So your marketplace stalls will reflect how much stock you have, which is quite nice. In fact, I think let us go back here. I want to show you guys up close. I'm very proud of these little burgage plots with their vegetable patches and orchards. Let's look through the vegetable patch here first. Unfortunately, there is no jumping fences in this game, so we have to go the long way around. But it doesn't matter all too much. Ooh, so this man seems to be growing, what is this, onion? Radishes? I'm going to go with radishes. That seems a little bit more likely. They're growing cabbage over there, which is quite nice. So it seems like each burgage has chosen to specialize, which is quite cool. So they obviously burgage over here is cabbage specialists, and these guys have decided radishes are going to be their thing. So we can call them the calabash family, the radish family, and I assume these to be apple trees, so they can be the apple family. There we go. We have our first three named houses of this noble little kingdom. Is it? Ah, I thought summer was still a few months away, but okay, I'll take your word on it. I do kind of want to. Oh, hello there, sir. Oh, I don't know how to exit this actually. There we go. Escape works. Let us just drop ourselves down over here so you can also see what's going on over here. This is quite cool. So I like that you can see them like actually moving around. The logs that get stacked are one to one for more or less what you are getting, at least in their short storage. Likewise with the logging camp. So it's all very, very, again, the attention to detail in this game is amazing. It's really something truly, truly remarkable. Ah, but summer is coming. The man was right. Mr. Radish was correct indeed. Summer is coming, and here we have the first rains of March. How wonderful. Truly, truly refreshing. But I think as well, guys, as we go on. Oh, I see. No, we don't have more families yet. Sorry, I was looking at this and that. We're looking pretty good on our market variety for food. Wild animals, we're looking also fairly decent. And we've just had another bandit camp sighted. I wonder where that may be. Okay, so it's still far away from us. We're not over much worried about that. But I think let's grab a pause over here, guys, as we once again take a stroll through our lovely little hollow here and reflect on what has come to pass in the last few months. So we've now got our first few dozen homes up. We have concocted a small little industry as well as a sizable food production capability. Our next goal, I think, will be to focus on bringing people in to what our little town will be named. Insert that name over here, and growing our little settlement more. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys would like to name this little place. And again, if you guys enjoy all things nerdy and fictional and fantasy and sci-fi, please feel free to subscribe to the channel and you'll be able to stay in tune with all that we do here. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a fantastic day. And goodbye for now.